Hello, my sunshines, and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Eliza Mozal. I am a spiritual mentor and I help people on their spiritual journeys to raise their vibration permanently. Rocket sky, this is what we're talking about. So, if spirituality, raising your vibration, self esteem, self worth, inner work, and spiritual growth is your jam, be sure to subscribe. It would be amazing to have you in the team. And today I wanted to talk about something huge and big. You are on your spiritual journey. You know this life, this body, this name is not just you. You are much, much more. You know that you are infinite being of light, and maybe you even seen or experienced your previous lives, or maybe you've seen much more, but you still struggle to find out where is your spiritual origin, where is that power of origin that you have deep within yourself, where is that coming from? And in this video, this is exactly what we are going to talk about. I will let you know point by point what to do and what action to take so you can hop on that horse and find out for yourself very soon. Okie dokie, let's start from just stating the basic thing. We are much more than our bodies, we are much more than our names, than this cover, our interests, our bank account. We are much more than all of that. We are infinite beings of light. And if you are on your spiritual journey, no matter how long you are on it, I am sure you have experienced in your meditations something much more than just this physical plane, right? There is much more than just what we can touch and see. Especially in meditations that we have our eyes closed, we do not move our bodies, yet we are going through a full sensory experience and we see things that they are out of this world. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. First step on starting to figure out the origin of your spiritual nature, where you can dive into that power of origin, would be to get outside of the box and go beyond your current lifetime and just let yourself go with your understanding of yourself in a little bit, like if you would close your eyes in a little bit blurry way, just see yourself as an infinite being of life and let yourself go and let yourself flow. So the full understanding, especially when you approach your meditation, is to get out of this plane and start just seeing yourself much more than just lifetime after lifetime. Start seeing yourself as an energy, as a being of light that comes from source, that it is a part of soul or soul itself, maybe even a creator yourself. Start looking at it in a totally new way, in a little bit more fresher way. Just open up and let the ideas in a shape of a feeling and knowing come to you in the right place and time. Number 2 thing and action you can take is to literally let yourself go, let yourself flow. That energy, that deeply rooted knowing that it is within you, it is over there and it has been there all this time. When you're starting to set up a clear intention right before your meditation, that this is the moment when you're just going to surrender and let yourself go, that's when you can start exploring things. Of course, each time we approach meditation with an expectation, things are not gonna happen. But when you surrender and just let yourself go, let yourself flow, that's when things happen. And of course, they might not happen every single time, but the more you practice, the more you surrender, the more will come to you. Number 3 would be experimenting with many different types of meditations. And we are so blessed these days to have YouTube and see so many different meditations over there, whether it is just music, maybe shamanic music, maybe nature sounds, maybe guided meditations. maybe transcendent meditations, maybe meditations where you just sit and relax and let things happen, or maybe meditations that they take you outside of that analytical mind and take you much, much far beyond. The choice, the choice is just there, absolutely there. I think what helps the most is to be sure, which I'm going to make this as point 4, is to make your meditation your priority. And that doesn't mean that, this is something that you have to do 24/7, because at the end of the day, we got to live our lives here. But if you are making your meditation, whether it is at the morning or at nighttime or both of them, things are really changing and shifting. Because if you're gonna set up, for example, every single day at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., you're gonna be meditating for 1 hour time, you're already preparing your body, mind, and soul for that experience. You are surrendering deeper and deeper, and you are conditioning your body that at this time every single day you are going into this relaxed state, and things are going to happen. Again, without expectations, just surrendering and letting yourself go and flow. If that's gonna help you in any way, on my own spiritual journey, that was about a year and a half ago, I've made a very, very solid vow with myself to be sure that I'm meditating for about an hour and a half, 2 hours every single day. No excuses, no exceptions, no days off, no holidays. This is literally my life. This is what I made my priority. And so all the time that it is in between the meditations, because I do them twice a day, about 45 minutes or an hour at the morning, and about 45 minutes or an hour at nighttime, and all the time in between the meditations, so it can be the really highest quality. And what started happening after I made that decision, it literally blew my mind. It just blew my socks off. I had no idea what's gonna happen. I just thought and expected that I'm gonna become more zen, more peaceful, more spiritual, like my ego would like to see, that I'm just gonna become just much more centered, that I will be dealing, with life in such a more easier and flowing way. And don't get me wrong, all of that happened, but on the top of it, I started experiencing things literally out of this world on a daily, weekly basis. So I've been meditating for about over 5 years, every single day, morning and at nighttime. And for the first about 3 years, I was doing that for between 15 and 30 minutes, morning and at nighttime. And I would be just putting something guided, relaxing, breathing in divine love, breathing out stress, and all that stuff. And it was awesome, don't get me wrong. I got some pretty crazy visuals here and there. Let's say maybe once every few months, or maybe twice a year, I would just have a really profound spiritual experience, and things would shift. I would start seeing things and life and world and that higher power and myself in a totally different way. But again, my intention for the meditation was just to again make me live my life with a little bit more ease, with a little bit more passion, with a little bit more comfortability, with a little bit more pleasure and joy and happiness and peace. And all of that happened. But the moment I have decided, okay, there is something here that is seriously missing. There is something here that it just isn't enough. And this is again not about being greedy, it's not about being ungrateful, it's not about being, I don't know, gimme, what the heck is going on. Not at all. It was just this really deeply rooted longing for figuring out more who I am, although I had no idea about that. I just felt like whatever I'm doing is not enough, and I don't feel like this is what I'm meant to do. So when I started diving deeper into these meditations, although 2 years ago I started doing these long meditations, but I was doing, let's say, 2-3 months, and then I was off for a month and then on again. But when I started doing them on a daily basis, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours on my day off, things started changing and shifting. I started discovering so much more about my abilities, about my skills, about my healer and shamanic roots. I started discovering so much more about my connections with other soul beings who are right now in this earth as well. I've started seeing things from the past that they are just absolutely out of this world, and I started finding out my connection to the source, my connection to the creator, and my connection to the divine beings, and just so much more. If you want to know about it, guys, just let me know maybe in the comment section, and maybe I will make a video about it. It's quite personal and it's very vulnerable to open up about stuff as well, but it is so magnificent and powerful. So let me just, that's the results when you are deciding that you are going to make this your priority. That doesn't mean that, you know, during the day that's all you need to obsess about. It's okay to have a day or two like that, it's fine and okay, but it's very important as well to let yourself detach, so the ego is not involved into that too strongly. At least that was a huge big lesson that I had to learn, you know, on my path. Just let it go of it as often as I can every single day, even if it is just for an hour. Maybe if I can let it go for whole 8 hours, that's amazing, or 12 hours, awesome, 16 hours, amazing, you know, and just let myself flow with it. Because some days I had to be in it, and the visions and the knowing came to me during the day after I spoke with someone, or after I watched the show The Planets, or after I watched, you know, the show about animals, or after I read a book, or just simply stared through the window into the blue sky or clouds. So yes, let yourself flow with all that knowing coming to you in the right time and space, and we're gonna make that as a number 5. You know, everything happens exactly as it meant to happen. Some people call it in God's time, whatever the name or label God might mean to you. I am not attached to the labels and names anymore, because it's all about the power and the meaning that it stays behind it, that you need and can use on your own spiritual journey. And when you let yourself just experience what you need to experience without excessive pushing, pressuring, or forcing, the more you let yourself flow, the more it's going to come to you. The more you will be detaching after the meditations during the day, the more you will be connecting with that gorgeous breath of yours and heart of yours. The more you will be conscious of your inner energy field during the meditations and at night time, the more everything is going to be flowing to you. And again, surrender over there is a huge part of that journey. There were times in my journey, in my life, when I was pressuring and forcing and just pushing so much. This is what I need. This is what I got to have here and now, here and now. And no. It was the time for me to do things in a little bit different way. Actually, in a very much different way. And just entirely let it go. Drop the ball. Let it flow. Let it crash. Let it break. Let it be whatever it needs to be. And I think this is extremely powerful. We do not realize how powerful it is surrender and letting go with that inner place of trust and love, knowing deep inside everything you need to know. It is going to come to you in the right time, space, and sequence. But number 6, that cannot happen when you are having blockages within your vessel. And I mean on a spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical level. So number 6 will be clearing your vessel from all the crap that it was accumulated, whether it is in this lifetime or a previous one. It doesn't even matter, because there's so many people who put so much there's so many people who put so much time and attention to figuring out, okay, am I blocked by the previous lifetime, maybe previous lifetime, or maybe this one, or maybe the future that it's shifting now, blah, blah, blah. It's so easy to get lost within it, and at the end of the day, it comes to cleaning your vessel. Number one would be going on a organic, whole plant-based diet. It's extremely important to not put into your system energy that comes from rape, murder, and suffering. Whether you are aware of it or not, educate yourself. There is so much out there. Watch the movie called Earthlings, watch the movie called Forks Over Knives, watch the movie called Cowspiracy, all that stuff, it is out there, and it gives you all the information you need. We as a beings of light, we're all energy, right? So if you are going to be spending time, if you're gonna be sitting in a kitchen full of people who only talk about only the toxic stuff, who only talk about blaming other people for how they are, who are constantly will be doing themselves a victims, who will be cursing other people, wishing other people bad things happened, who will be constantly moaning, complaining, and all that stuff, sooner or later you will absorb that vibe, you will take it within you. The same is with food. Anything you put into your system, whether it's food, drink, water, TV, news, TV shows, all that stuff who you surround yourself with is the food that your body, mind, and soul absorbs more or less. If your own vibration is extremely high, then it isn't that easy for you to absorb all that stuff. Your light is just far too bright and it doesn't take any crap in. Although if your vibration is not rocket sky, you're not feeling in bliss 24/7 or for half of the time, sooner or later you will be absorbing that stuff. So it is very important to clean your vessel, make yourself let go of the dairy, let go of meat, let go of the processed food as much as that is possible, and just become as healthy as that is. The same it is with movement, yoga, conscious yoga, when you are focusing not on looking slim and beautiful on pictures, guilty as charged, I've done it before, but focusing entirely on your breath and how that movement feels with your body. When you literally let yourself be and breathe into that space that feels tight, and you give it a space to loosen up. Lots and lots comes to me when I'm doing yoga, and I'm doing my yoga intuitively and very slow, and it's so amazing. I speak about that stuff in my other videos, so be sure to look at them in the playlist Exploring Spirituality, and there is one video with a morning routine that I talk about it a lot, so feel free to look into that if you are interested to implement that kind of action into your daily life. And another thing to clean your vessel is to do that inner work. It's literally, when you come into a very, 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 very messy kitchen or bathroom, and you want to clean up, and you want the space to be sparkly and shine and fresh and clean and beautiful, you are gonna have to roll up your sleeves, put on really long gloves, and start cleaning that mess. When you start cleaning that mess, the dust is lifting, there is more and more mess created until it's cleaned and washed and rinsed off. The same is with our inner work. It is unpleasant, it is messy, it is painful, but in this case, the only way out is through. On the other side of the fear, there is courage, right? To be able to implement on a daily basis courage in your life, into your every action. We are not gonna do it by running away from fear. We can only do it by going through the fear. The same is with all these unprocessed feelings and emotions, these past traumas that we all carry within, more or less. We've got to do the inner work. If you don't know what you're doing, be sure to hire someone, whether it is a life coach, whether it is a therapist, whether it is a spiritual mentor like myself, spiritual healer like myself, or whoever you feel drawn to. And I'm gonna make this actually the next point, is to the higher help that you need to do that healing. When we are receiving the guidance, and we are being shown which way to go, or with what, how to even listen to that intuition and that higher self that tells us exactly which way to go, this is a total game changer. And I'll be honest with you, I'm on this journey for 5.5 years, and until recently I've been doing that constantly with a spiritual advisor, because there is absolutely no way that I would be where I am today within just over 5 years, 5.5 years, without having someone by my side all the time. And because I made, that inner healing and spirituality my priority, my life mission, something that I signed up for this lifetime, I knew it, that if I'll be, doing all by myself, it's gonna take me a heck a lot of time, lots of unnecessary suffering to circle in, and the help of another person, it was just absolutely fabulous. If you want to look within on your own, you know what you're doing, you have enough of information from internet or whatever, go ahead, do what your heart tells you. If you are not sure, I would strongly suggest to hire someone and just save up yourself lots of wasted time and energy. Another reason is that the things that they block you, especially with that inner work, whatever it is blocked within you, it's depending on whoever you're working with. One of my biggest skills is that I can literally, within a few seconds or minutes, pinpoint what is exactly the biggest block that you have to be able to move forward. I never ask for this gift. It is what I have, and I own it. And I'm very grateful for that gift. It's beautiful and it's amazing. And I had to learn as well to keep my mouth shut very often when I'm not asked. So yeah, but it's very helpful when I am working with someone on one-to-one. Okay, another point that is going to help you so much on figuring out more about your spiritual origin and where you come from, about diving deeper into the origin of your soul, is just to let your soul take over. Let's say, I don't know about you, but for me, the shamanic drum and the really calming, Tibetan music or something like that, like calm music that it is that you would use for meditation, is just so much amazing for me and for my body. And so many times I just let my soul take over, and I started just dancing and letting my soul take over my body and show me more and more and more who I am. I would close my eyes, I would dance in that kitchen, I would move my body in a very unpredictable way, which probably looked extremely insane, but who cares at the end of the day? I'm the one who's getting the feeling of who I truly am, what are my roots, and all these beautiful experiences that I have from the past, and I'm starting to remembering them. And the more we do that, the more we step into that power of origin, the more we step into our own power, and the more, with the movement, the more we let go of that self-doubt. And the more we let go of that worry and questioning, and the more we learn to trust our own body, to trust our own hearts, to trust our own souls, knowing it all right now. Another point that I'm going to make is to go out there online, probably, especially at this time, and just to connect with other souls who already know a lot about themselves, who already are doing that inner work, who already are stepping into the power of their origin, who already are doing that work, or maybe they already know who exactly they are, what kind of divine particle it is working through them, and all that stuff. And there's so many videos over here. You can as well leave in the comment section what is your experience so far, and let another person in the comment section below this video connect with you. This is how we create community. This is how we open up one to another. So let yourself open up. Follow these people who know a lot about themselves. Check their comments, check their posts, follow them, comment on their stuff. Let other people find you there as well. Make yourself available. Connecting with other souls, especially those who know a little bit more about themselves than you, it is going to trigger that knowing within you. You literally make yourself available for more and more knowing coming back to you. Let yourself explore, let yourself have fun with it. None of that's supposed to be that serious, none of that's supposed to be heavy, none of that's supposed to be hard. It's all about flowing with that beautiful energy of life, love, and light. Okie dokie, this is a long one, but let's be honest, this is not the subject that you can just talk it through in 5 minutes. And if you've got any value whatsoever from that video, be sure to like it. Be sure as well to subscribe to that channel if you would like to see more of it, if this is something you like to be a part of. I appreciate every single one of you being here. Don't forget how amazing you are. Don't forget you are bigger than the current situation. You are much, much, much bigger than any type of limitations, any type of fear, any type of lack. You are much more than all of it. You are magnificent as you are, and it's all right now about diving deeper into that part of your journey. Okay guys, I'm gonna wish you absolutely all the best, and I am so looking forward to see you soon.